Wow, I think you need to really take this view in from my end. You guys look lovely, I mean, and that wonderful introduction, keeps your heart warm. So thank you very much, President Cherian. And good evening, Toastmasters and my lovely guests. How are we doing here on this Friday evening?
Terrific.
Fantastic. What did Satvik say? Satvik, are you happy with the response? I mean, I understand it's a Friday evening. We've had a long day at work that nagging boss you want to kill. But let's just forget all about that. And for the next 2 hours, let's work on ourselves. Let's work on building our communication skills, our leadership skills, and also let's have a little bit of fun. So how are we doing here on this wonderful Friday? All right. Feel all that energy today. Thank you so much. Thank you. So, to begin with, I have a short story I would like to say. There was once this mother and her young son who were talking to each other. And the mother asked the son, "Son, what is really yours? What is truly yours that nobody else can snatch away from you?" Now the son, all innocent and all loving, he says, "Mom, you are mine and nobody can take you away from me." And the mother thinks, she says, "No, that's not what I'm really looking for. Think about it." And the son jokingly says, "Dad's BMW and our apartment is what is truly mine and nobody can take away from us." And the mother says, "Material possessions are temporary. It might be with us for one day and the next day you might not have it." And then the son says again, "What is truly mine? And it has to be this, it's my soul." And this mother, she's a God-fearing person, and she says, "Son, no, the soul belongs to the Lord." And like this, they rally 4 to 5 times more. And by this time, the young son is all irate. He's irritated. And then he looks at his mother with a frown. He says, "I don't know what it is, you tell me." And then the mother, with all the calmness, with a calm smile on her face, she says, "What is truly yours is the moment that you have at hand right now. And the way you use these moments, these fleeting seconds, and the memories that you create with these moments are what are truly yours, and that nobody can take away from you." So Toastmasters and guests, these moments can either be wonderful moments or moments that are not too good. So it's up to you and how you use your time. And why I say this is today all of us have taken a step to work on ourselves, and after a long Friday evening and a long week after work, we've decided to come down here and work on the communication and leadership skills. I think that is significant, and you all owe it to yourselves to give yourselves a big round of applause. Can I have it? Thank you. And at this club, with the theme that President Cherian said, we have a lot of professional speakers who supplement their technical skills at their jobs, and they also double up as professional speakers, as communicators, as mentors, and as life coaches. So I think it's a great topic and a great theme that President Cherian has chosen, in the sense that we always need to have a plan B in life, to summarize it. Now, we are here for one reason, and that is to work on ourselves and also make great contacts, for 2 reasons actually. But it wouldn't have been possible without one visionary. And he is the father of Toastmasters. Now, only for the guests, are you all aware of who is the father of Toastmasters? Any guest? Alright, so the father of Toastmasters, some general knowledge today as well for you in this session, is Ralph C. Smedley. Now, he's on that picture there on the banner. Now, this gentleman, this visionary, he started this movement in the year 1924, 93 years prior to this day. And he started this place called YMCA in Santa Ana, California. And today, it gives me great privilege in mentioning that we have spread to over 142 countries, over 15,900 clubs, and we have over 345,000 people. Is that not significant a moment? Yes. And you're all a part of this. So that is so wonderful, and I feel so great about it as well. So now, we're going to jump right into the agenda of the day. And for the benefit of the guests, we have 3 sessions in our agenda in the meeting today. The first one is the prepared speeches, where the members of the club come onto stage. They discuss with their mentors as to what speech to give according to the manuals of the Competent Communicator Guidelines. And they're going to come up on this dais and practice their oratory skills. And the second session is probably the most revered, the most feared, but it's also the most fun part of the meeting. And that is our tabletop session. And we have a wonderful tabletop master today, whom I'll introduce you in a while. And the third session is the general evaluation session. And like President Cherin mentioned, it's being hosted, it's being governed by one of our club's veterans, Mr. John Bosco Abraham. So generally what we do is we introduce the general evaluator and he speaks about the session himself. But today, due to the constraint in time that we have, in the interest of time, we'll be introducing Mr. John Bosco at the end of the evening before the session. Now before that, we have three very crucial members, his tag team, the timer, the hour counter and the grammarian. Now the timer, Mr. Emerson, can you please read out your responsibilities for the evening? Good here in this crowd, including myself. Now,
is that the correct pronunciation of the word?
No.
Let's hear it from the
Gorman.
Gorman? Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's how it's
Ending with P.
D. Yeah.
Gorman.
Gorman.
No.
Right.
Gorman.
Going mad.
What do the Englishmen say? What's the right pronunciation?
I want to see the reverse that word.
Goman. Alright, so Goman speaks. Yeah, perfect. So Goman. Alright. Now you're going mad. So now, alright, so now, since we've got a lot of excitement in the crowd, today I can promise you that we're going to have a great session. We've got a great lineup of speakers, we've got some great role takers, and we also have a great education session coming up by one of Toastmasters' gems, Dr. Razi Manwani. So now let's jump right into the thick of the ocean, and let's get into the prepared speech session. Now, the first speaker is attempting his CC6, and can I request the wonderfully tied, the man with the wonderful tie, his evaluator, Toastmaster Nandan Damle, to read out the project guidelines. Certainly, without an iota of doubt, a crowd pleaser. He's probably one of my favorites. He's always willing to learn. And this speaker speaks from his heart. And he speaks from his heart so much so that he connects with every speaker available, present in the crowd. Now, by profession, he works as a QA lead with a software company. And when I called Toastmaster up for his introduction, he says, I don't care what you really introduce me as, but there's one thing that I want you to introduce me as. And I asked him, what is that? He says, by 2040, so that's in 23 years, he says, I'm going to be on the Forbes list. And I said, for what? I said, for what? Because, I'm going to have a great contact in 23 years, right? So I said, for what? And he says, Skanda, in his style, says, I'm going to be one of the richest persons in the world. And I said, and I think this Toastmaster is already a rich person by heart because he's so loving and he's so humble. Now, without further delay, it gives me great privilege to introduce you to the first speaker, Toastmaster Chinna. Let's hear it. For all of you who experienced the Chinna effect today, I told you he speaks from his heart and he always touches everybody in the audience. Thank you, Chinna, for a wonderful message. All our doors to successes have hopefully opened after your speech. Now the second speaker, he has been the former Vice President Education of this very club. He's pursuing his MBA at St. Joseph's College. He's been a judge, a competent communicator, and a competent leader. When I asked him, how do you want me to introduce him for the meeting today, he said, I'm a simple guy. I believe that everybody has the ability to create magic. What a beautiful thought. Without further delay, before this, I'm so sorry. So for this, I would request his evaluator, Toastmaster Siraj, to read out the project guidelines.
So Toastmaster.
Showered tortillas. The day it showered tortillas. Now it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you our speaker, our very own Toastmaster and my dear friend, Toastmaster Ashish Vaziri. And we all know his secret now. So let's take a quick break. Now for all the members, please head to the cafeteria and have your snacks and some tea and coffee.
Please have snacks. But
and the guests will come onto the dais and figure out how you want to become a member or learn more and some quiet please. Okay, are we set?
Yes.
Are we refreshed? Are our energy levels back up on top again?
Yes.
Alright. No, I can't hear you. Come on.
Yes.
Alright. I mean, thank you so much for humoring me. Now we're getting into the most revered part, like I said. and the feared part. Now the table topics. The table topics will be introduced by the table topics master today for those of you who aren't aware of what it is. But I'd like to give a brief introduction of the table topics master today. Now we've had a long history, a history of I think about 7 years, but I wasn't aware of it until I came to Toastmasters meeting on Friday evening. It so happens that I sit next to this very friendly, very personable person, and the ladies do note he's also pretty handsome. So I sit next to him, I start talking, and he says, I did my engineering from PES Institute of Technology, and I say, hey, wait a minute, that's my college. And then I think he's not from my batch, because I wasn't aware of who he was. So I asked him, which batch were you part of? He says the 2011 to 2015 batch, and I say, hey, that's my batch. And it so happens that he was in a different engineering department, and I was in the mechanical engineering department. Now this Toastmaster works with Mercedes-Benz in the research and development department for the autonomous driving initiative they've got. And when I asked him, how do you want me to introduce you? He said, introduce me as someone who likes to have a lot of fun. I don't know what fun he's referring to, so I'll just let you form the conjectures. Now without further delay, it gives me a lot of pleasure to introduce to you my friend and the Toastmaster, Akshay Sarvesh. This is not easy. Speaking for a minute, impromptu is not easy. Now let's quickly move on to the general evaluation session, where we're going to evaluate the entire meeting from a top-down perspective. And for that, we have our general evaluator today, to whom I alluded to earlier. He has been the past president of this very club. He works as a senior manager at Bosch, and he's a ceramist. Now those of you who don't know what a ceramist does, please Google it. Now, it gives me distinct pleasure to introduce to you the general evaluator for the evening, Toastmaster John Bosco Abraham.